best Dundee United performances in the Dundee derby for a long time. One of the most one-sided derbies that I've seen for a number of years. We should have been, or could have been, 4 or 5-0 up before Dundee put the ball in the back of our net. Iovo has a chance first half, heads it over the bar. Kraken makes a great save for Sevelj. Lucas Stevenson should score the back post in the second half. Numerous chances, and should have been well out of sight. And we concede that goal to make it 2-1. Really poor on us on our part. And then the last kick of the ball, we score an own goal. So really difficult to put into words right now.
How are the players feeling in the dressing room at the moment?
Well, what would you imagine they're feeling right now? I mean, clearly they're, gutted. But it means nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, we've been here far too many times. Far too many times this season. We know as a group where we went wrong this season. We know what's cost us. This is why we're not in the top 6, because not being able to see out games. And it's really, I can't say that, the 2 goals are Dundee carving us open. There's 2 balls into the box. And we need to defend those situations better. But I sound like a broken record because I've said this so many times over the course of the campaign, and that's why we are 7th in the league table and not in the top 6. And it's just not good enough. It's simply not good enough. We need to see that game out 2-0 at worst, and send the supporters home happy. And to go from 5 minutes after Dundee United singing and everybody's over the moon with the way the performance went, the way the result was going, to just the disbelief of drawing the game is very hard to accept.
You say that this has been the story of the season, Jim. Are we now at a point where it's happened so often that this is something that's going to need to be remedied with personnel changes come the summer?
Well, as I said, we know as a club where the mistakes have been made this year. We know the areas that we need to improve and that we need to do better. And it's my job and our recruitment team's job to put that right. And that's what we'll do.
Is it a mental problem with the players?
I don't know. I really don't want to say too much right now because it's obviously 10-15 minutes or whatever it is after the game, and emotions are still very high, so I want to be careful with the words that I use, but the players know how I feel right now, and I made that very clear to them in the dressing room, as you would expect. It's not acceptable, it's not good enough, and the guys at the top end of the pitch more often than not this season have done what they're meant to do in terms of being creative, in terms of scoring goals. Scoring goals has never really been an issue for us this campaign. Keeping them out at the other end has been where the problems have been all season. So yeah, we'll certainly need to put that right.
You're the leader, Jim. How do you pick your team up after 2 heavy blows?
Well, that's my job as manager. As I said, it's difficult to come out here 10-15 minutes after a result like that, given how positive the performance was. Like I said, it was one of the best performances that we've had for a number of weeks, and the Dundee derby here at the start of the season was fairly straightforward for us, a 2-0 victory, but this performance I thought was better, and we should have scored more goals. Dundee never really looked like troubling us at the back. I thought we managed the game brilliantly up until the first goal went in. So we'll get the group back together tomorrow, and we'll obviously do what you would expect in terms of looking at the situation, but it's not going to be the first time that we've had this conversation, and like I said, it's not good enough.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks, Jim.